forward every year to you wonderful students coming. So what I decided to do, how we were going to start this morning off, is many of you, especially the ones that are getting ready to graduate, want to know, what do I need to put on my CV, on my resume? And because your resume is really just an obituary of the things that you've done, not the things that you're going to do. Like that? That's profound. It sounded good, didn't it? She's going to drop great pearls on you this morning. So you take those pearls and you start to string them so that you can have that success with you at all times.
They know that you're a good candidate. They can add you too, depending on when they bring interns on. They're looking forward to bringing you on. But the footwork is on you to make sure that you call them every other month. Be sure there's a relationship and say, you know, hi, this is Bridget. I just called you last month. I just wanted to be sure that, you know, we were still on for my internship. Great, have a great holiday. I'll be calling you back in January to see how things are going. So leave them with a date or something, but develop a relationship so it's not just a call.
As far as radio and television, what do you think the workload for television, which one do you think is more strenuous?
They're different. They're very different. Television, you're gearing up towards like the next broadcast, and there's a lot of people who are doing a lot of different jobs. So there's a lot more jobs in television because everybody has their own part. Radio, there's less jobs, and people are sometimes doing 2 or 3 different jobs television has. So I guess some could say radio is actually a bit more workload. Television is a little bit less because everybody has an individual job and they do it.
The funny thing is that the way that I got into radio sales is I came across an ad that says, do you have the gift of gab? And I was like, yes. Do you have the ability to change a person's mind to see things your way? And I'm like, yes, I do that all the time. Do you have great energy? Are you positive? I was like, yes, yes, and yes. And so I actually wrote like a funny cover letter, was able to talk to them. I got a job on the spot. So it's all about being able to be confident in yourself, be able to present very well, be articulate, and then also be able to have great customer service skills and understand the needs of clients. So.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming over to PGC. Enjoy your stuff.
We don't really use, we still have a couple of notebooks, laptops out in the field, but for the most part, you don't need a laptop anymore. All you need is an iPad, or if you hate Apple, you can certainly use a netbook or something like that. But you don't need a whole lot of gear anymore. All you really need is an iPhone. We actually edit audio, multi-track audio editing on your phone nowadays. You don't need to spend $2,000 on some fancy piece of equipment that records stuff. Just don't need it anymore. So,
Find a cause, be passionate about it, follow it through. Whatever is passionate for you, follow it through. So you can be the expert and you can advocate for something. I told you, you cannot expect greatness if you're not all in.
Assignment disc is everything you can possibly imagine that has to do with the newsroom. Most of the assignment disc. Working with all of our photogs, all of our talent, all of our field producers, everybody that's out in the field right now. Also working with our producers that are doing the shows tonight, making sure they have what they need for their shows. And also, in addition to what we do for today, planning for what we're doing tomorrow down the line. So, kind of a lot of things that happen at one time.
So the 6 o'clock football show is done from here. That's called our pre and post game set, where we do pre-game shows, post-game shows, and special segments within the new show. So let's say within a new show we have a special guest, we'll put them over there and we'll throw it to that set. And then this is our Sports Talk Live set, and that's where Brian Mitchell does his show with Nicole Darren. If you guys ever watch that, Brian Mitchell, you know, the former Redskin, hopefully future Hall of Famer, kick returner.
most excited about what you guys are doing and by the leadership that you're exhibiting already. I think these programs are optional. You have the opportunity to decide to do something above and beyond, or just go with the mainstream, and it's the folks who go above and beyond that normally get ahead of the curve.
When people like Don, I mean, and just like when I was very, very, very eager when I started, and I'm still a little eager too, but just making content, just being friendly, like being eager, being, you know, saying I can do anything for you, you know, and not saying no, not giving an excuse. You can't give an excuse, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, you don't sell yourself out, you don't sell your soul to the devil, but at the same time, you know, like, yeah, be open to do what you need to do.
Work hard. It's 24 hours in a day. The most successful people, they utilize that 24 hours the most. So what you do with that is your business, but think about it. You sleep 8, so what are you going to do with the rest of that time? Are you going to be on your phone? I tell my students all the time, you're going to let your phone stand in the way of your success. I'm not going to let my phone keep me from being successful. So sometimes you got to turn that phone off. Really think about what I'm going to do with the rest of my day. I'm sleeping 8, so I'm already losing 8. So you really got to think of what you got to do with that. And last but not least, do it again. Like I said, you do it right, you do it hard, but you got to do it again because somebody always trying to take your spot. It's people trying to take your job constantly, especially in this business and communication. It's always somebody knocking on the door. It's people that call them on the bar chair.
So there's absolutely no reason for you not to be creating content right now. One of the worst things that you could do is graduate and not have, depending on what your interests are, if you want to work in production, you should be leading with something that you produce from school. There's absolutely no excuse. So you have friends who might be able to write.
So some of you know me as Todd Brooks, the Brandonista. She talks about branding and things like that. Well, I wear various hats at various times. So today the hat that I'm wearing for you is new business coordinator. I rent space here at the Atlas. So when people want to host events or productions, I have them fill out a form and look at availability, and I take them on tours of the space to see if the Atlas fits their needs.